Hi there, this is Catherine. Thanks you for listening to my SEO Tips micro podcast. So, before we get into today's SEO tip, I just wanted to share with you the ways you can support the podcast if you're enjoying all the tips and finding them useful. So, you can send me a donation at buymeacoffee.com/Catherine W. Ong, O-N-G, and that's Catherine with a K. Any and all levels of donation are appreciated. It will help me offset the cost of producing the podcast. So, that's buymeacoffee.com/Katherinewong. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to our email list to make sure you're not missing any future episodes or any other news about the SEO Tips podcast. And to do that, you'd go to wostrategies.com/newsletter. Okay, on with today's tip. Hi there. Today we're going to talk about some updates about Google and Bing tools that are free. So let's talk about some of the tools that have disappeared. So Google has temporarily disabled the issue validation in Search Console. So oftentimes in the crawl report, you're going to see that you have issues. And when you fix something, you could actually push a button and say, can you go check the fix? Yeah, so that's been disabled because they're updating the criteria for the issues even being displayed in the coverage report. And there's a couple tools that have come back. So the request indexing is now back in Google Search Console, though I saw today on a Slack channel that it seems like it's limited with how many you can request. But you can find it underneath the URL inspection navigation. And Google structured data testing tool that they killed, they were actually listening to SEOs. And so they've decided to move it to schema.org. You can find it over there by April 2021. So we got quite a few more months before we have that tool back. And it's going to be refocused, supposedly, whatever that means. In the meantime, I'd recommend that you use schema.dev. I found that very useful for both testing and they got a few things for generating schema. And there's a couple new completely free tools that you should be aware of. The first one, I'm total geek about it. So there is this new stats report in Google Search Console, and it's basically like log files, which is pretty amazing if you can't get log files from your client or your client can't get it from the developers or the web platform. So it's really hard to find it in the navigation. It's under settings, and then I don't actually think it's all that clear about where to find it. But I have a link to it on my website if you want to go to the SEO tips section, take a look at today's tip. I've linked to it there. But anyway, super excited that you finally have log file analysis inside Google Search Console for free. And it will tell you when was the last time Google hit one of the URLs and whether they were discovering it or because they were trying to hit it because of a refresh. And anyway, very exciting. The other thing I'm very excited about is that Bing has got a new free heat mapping tool, free heat mapping. It's powered by Microsoft Clarity. It's free inside your Bing Webmaster Tools account. It just requires you going to grab that tracking code, sticking at the tracking code on your website, and boom, bada boom, there you've got actually free heat mapping on your website. Anyway, so that's the roundup of the tools that have left and come back and have generated new tools inside both Bing Webmaster Tools and Google Search Console. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for another SEO tip.